Greetings. You can have anything that you desire in this world if you understand the secret of I am. If you understand your authority, and your authority lies in your name, because your name holds your identity. And the good news is that your identity, your true identity, is actually your divinity. So you are a divine being living in a body. Therefore, you are to live from inside out. In other words, live from the world of spirit and Jah from the invisible substance through thoughts and feeling, and manifest your desire in this three-dimensional physical world of matter. So when you read the story of Moses, Moses is not a man who existed thousands of years ago. Moses is actually a story or a parable concerning your life. You're the one who has been taken out of the water. Moses means to be born. When were you taken out of the water? It is simple. Most of the body is water, and it was in your mother's womb, which is a basket, and you were surrounded by water. Most of the earth is water, and your mother got struck with what? A rod, and her Red Sea stopped. Every woman, whenever they become pregnant, at some point in time, that Red Sea must stop. And whenever birth, a physical birth, would have taken place, there must be the bursting of the water bag. That's your water birth. That is why in St. John chapter 3, it says you must be born of the water and of the spirit. Being born of the water doesn't mean a man take you and chuck you down in water and say you're baptized. No. Okay? And being born of the spirit doesn't mean you're going to join a church or join a religion. Being born of the spirit is you having a renewing of your mind. It is you understanding how to rearrange your mind. It is you having a birth that is taking place in the realm of spirit. Okay, for example, I actually had a birth from the skull. Okay, so I can go even more deeper into that new birth. But the very first step, right, that a person should take towards new birth, having a new birth, is the transforming of their lives through the renewing of their mind. Okay, so there's where you start. So when it comes to you living a life of greatness, a life of contentment, a life of prosperity, a life of fulfillment, it is because you understand who you are. And because you understand who you are, you would know that everyone on this planet has one name. And that name is I am. And everyone have to ask themselves this question: who am I? The reason for that is because we're born in amnesia, a state of forgetfulness. We descend into generation and must ascend into regeneration. So when you ask yourself, who am I? Which is the universal question of life, when the answer comes, it must be I am that I am. Which is to say, I am whatever I believe myself to be. For as a man thinketh, where? In his subconscious mind. So his subconscious mind is referred to as the heart. So he says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. It is you thinking from your true essence. It is you thinking from your true being. Because everything is based on energy, vibration, and frequency, and your mass of energy. As a matter of fact, your first sign of conception was a vibration. So when you start to think from dates of vibration, you start to vibrate your thoughts which are thought frequency. You're told that your words would not return unto you void, but it must accomplish that which you send it to and prosper anything where to you send it. It is teaching you that thoughts is what is creating our reality. So my brother, my sisters, when you understand the power of I am, you never desecrate the name of God by saying I am and speaking negatively after I am, or using some negative connotation. That's why it is said, let the weak say I am strong. So it is saying that when you say I am strong, it is a positive affirmation. But when you say I am weak, it's like you speaking a curse over your own life. So my brother, my sisters, when you realize that God and man are one, you realize that God and man has the same name, which is I am, the same identity. So do not forsake your true identity, which is your divinity. And when you truly believe what I am saying, is when you actually put it to work and you prove it for yourself. That is why in 2 Corinthians 13 and 5, it tells you to test yourself, prove yourself, and see if you need faith or not. Then it says to you, since you've been reading this book, don't you know your own self? Don't you know it's all about you? Don't you know this is a spiritual autobiography that must be interpreted psychologically? He said, don't you know your own self? That Jesus Christ is in you? Don't you realize that the story of Jesus is a power, a creative power that is within you that will help you to become a problem solver? Do you realize when you read the whole story of Jesus, you're reading the story of a problem solver, and your life's supposed to be one of a problem solver? Do you realize that you supposed to be a man or woman of contribution in any society that you're living in? Do you know that there's a law of contribution? And do you know that there's also a law of compensation? Why it says that you must first give, and it's gonna come back to you. How? In good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, shall men give way into your bosom. Because if you give value, you also receive back value. You see, you cannot change the laws of the universe. And many people live their life on this planet and never realize that there are immutable laws that govern everyone on this planet. Because most people are tied up in the judiciary laws that each country and each nation give them to keep them in conformity. But my brother, my sister, I'm saying you can have anything that you desire in this world once you know who you are. Once you know that you hold the power. Once you know that the power is within you. Once you realize that you've been blessed with two divine gifts. The gift of speech and the gift of mind. And you understand how the mind works. And you understand inner alchemy. You understand energy, vibration, and frequency. And you align yourself with the rest of nature. And you look at nature and you let nature be a great teacher to you. Because you see that nature is always bringing forth bountifully. And that will tell you that you're supposed to live a bountiful life. Many people believe that there is a creator. Okay, some believe that the creator is in the sky. I believe that the creative power is within me. Okay, and many people believe I'm crazy for believing that the creative power is within me. But when my life brings forth creative things and it produces bountifully, that's the end of all argument. But when your life is not bringing forth, you're like the fruitless fig tree. And so your course life is actually your true testimony. And so, because many people do not realize these things, they fail to realize that they are naked, they are blind, they're wretched, and they don't even know it. So when you look at people's life and you see them not bringing forth anything, and they are not letting their light so shine before the world, so the world could see, because for your light to shine, you have to tap into your creativity and use your ability for the upliftment and the advancement of all of humanity. It's not criticizing and pulling down humanity and coming up with your own false prophecy, because everything that they speak about as prophecy, it's always based on negativity, and it's always about shame and guilt and destruction and condemnation, and always something that is based on faith. But I'm saying to you, my brother, my sisters, when you realize that nature always reflects the creative power that is within you, or the power that is within you, then you would know that nature is taking care of you, giving you everything that you need. Therefore, it is saying to you that you are an interdependent being, and that we are all one, and we must unite, because each and every one of us born with a different fingerprint. Therefore, we have to use our ability, use our creativity to get whatever we desire in this world. to help ourselves and to help the rest of humanity. Because all of us do not go to sleep at the same time and all of us do not awake at the same time. So those of us who would have preceded you in the awakening, we are coming to you to tell you this is the way. We are trying to point you to the straight and narrow way. And even the Bible says there are very few that go to the straight and narrow way. Many people want to take the broad way. The broad way is the way of conformity. The way of the matrix, the way of how the system is set up to keep you in your ego self, to deny that your real identity is your divinity, and you start to look outwardly, believing that you're human, trying to be spiritual, when you are actually a spirit just having a human experience. So my brother, my sister, I can go on and on and on, but the main message I want to get across is that you can have anything that you desire in this world. You can be anything that you desire in this world. And when I say anything, every one of us been given a gift, and you would know what you feel that you're gravitating towards. Okay, so once you stay within the framework of what you've been called to do, then you can do anything and be anything within that framework. That's what I'm speaking about. So my brother, my sisters, seek within yourself to know what you've been blessed with, what you've been gifted with, and use it. Use it wisely. Use it for the upliftment and the advancement of all of humanity. So with that being said, my brother, my sisters, I want to thank you very much for listening to me. I want to say to you, if this is the very first time that you listen to me, what I'm saying, if it makes sense to you, if it really resonates with you, and you haven't subscribed already, I definitely want to encourage you to subscribe, to like, to comment, to share this video. Also, I definitely encourage you to get my latest book. It's called Spiritual Recipe for Better Living. If you want to live the better life, I'm saying to you, you have to look inwardly. And in that book, I open up all the recipes that are there hidden in the Bible in a metaphysical and esoteric way for those who are wise and those who are willing to think outside of the box. So, my brother, my sisters, I definitely encourage you to get one for yourself, one for family members, one for a friend, and one for some religious person who you can just send this book for them. And I know the day will come that they would take it up and they would read it, because they'll be curious, of course. And they want to know what this is saying. And they will shake their hand and say, but this really makes sense. It contradicting my belief, but it making more sense to me. Now the Bible started to make more sense to me. So bless someone. Okay, you don't win at a soul. It's wise. How are you going to win a soul? You're going to teach him that the kingdom of God is within himself, but he must see it for himself. And he must come to understand that true salvation is self-realization. Okay, so share it. Okay, also, if you'd like to be a part of my Patreon community, you're most welcome. I have a lot of good gems there. However, I have a course there called the Inner Sun Science and Technology to Create Your Reality Consciously. And along with that is a bonus course on self-concept. So if you want to know more why the Bible speaks about the Lord thy God is a son, as in a S-U-N, and a shield, and no good thing with you withhold from you, I'll definitely encourage you to listen to those videos. And if you want to also understand why Malachi 4:2 says that the son, as in the S-U-N, of righteousness shall arise in you with healing in his wings. So if you want to get in touch with the inner son that is within you and you want to know how powerful it is to have the right concept of who you are, then I'll definitely encourage you to listen to those videos. But of course, they're for people donating at least $20 or more. Also, if you like to follow me on Instagram or you like to follow me on TikTok, you can definitely follow me at Black Mad Guru. And you can also choose to have a one-on-one with me. Just reach out to me by way of email. And of course, there are terms and conditions. And once we come to an agreement, we can definitely work together. But just before I leave, I just want to remind you that if you feel strongly led to support this work, I just want to remind you that we have a PayPal and that the link is always down below. So with that being said, my brothers and my sisters, I just want to say peace. Love you all. Out.